Apologies, we're 17 minutes late for the Ask Me Anything that we do on the third Tuesday of every month. I'm Stephen Sashen, CEO and co-founder of Xero Shoes. And just FYI, the reason that I'm late is we were just doing another live event with Ninja Warrior champion Jessie Graff. She's also a stunt person. She has been the stunt double for a whole bunch of amazing actresses in movies that you have seen, and also an MMA world champion, Rafian Stotts. They were doing this really, really fun conversation just about how natural movement has helped them as they were growing up and in their training now, and how Xero Shoes has been a big part of that as well, which is it's just been a real pleasure to see that. But they also offered a challenge. It's the Xero Xero toe challenge. But I'm going to put this up here so you can see it at some point where I'm going to find it somewhere. Come on, I know it's anyway. The whole idea is you get some paper, just like tape a bunch of pieces of paper together. So you got a long strip of paper, put it up on the wall. So the strip starts way down at the bottom, and then put a pen. Hold on, I'm going to show this. Put a pen between your toes. You might actually want to start this way when you're low, this way when you get higher, and see how many numbers you can draw while you're balanced on one foot. And then draw the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, the number 4, work your way all the way up, and switch legs and see what you can do. So stay balanced on one foot. How many numbers can you draw with the other foot before you put that foot down on the ground? So on this Ask Me Anything, this is literally an Ask Me Anything. What that means is if you have any questions or comments, you can throw them in the chat below, wherever you happen to be watching this. I'll see it on my screen over there. I will reply to you. And then you'll see that this is actually a live event. But since we're starting late, I think we missed some people because they were here 17 minutes ago. So FYI, if you don't know what Xero Shoes are all about, if you're just joining us for the first time, it's really, really simple. We're all about letting your body do what bodies are made to do. It's really, really rare where someone comes up with something that actually demonstrably improves what these things can do on their own. Like prior to 1972, 73, if you look up in the literature about running injuries, you just don't find people who are researching it because it just wasn't happening to very many people, because these people were running and using their bodies naturally. And so that's what we're all about. So for example, here's a typical running shoe. Is this the shape of your foot? If it is, it's not supposed to be. That's not the way your foot is shaped. So can you imagine what that might do, squeezing your toes together? Well, I can tell you one thing is if you can't use your big toe, you're not using your arch, which means your foot's weaker. I mean, this elevated heel that messes with your posture, puts strain on your knees and your back. This thing called toe spring is because the sole is so stiff, it doesn't let your foot move correctly. If they made it flat, you'd just be slapping on the ground because of the way you land on your heel. So they build in something that actually puts strain on the tendons and ligaments in your toes and in your feet. The sole, this thickness, we think, cushioning, it's a great thing, except the cushioning doesn't actually cushion. I know that sounds crazy, but the research shows adding this extra cushioning or adding any cushioning, what happens is your body tries to use the cushioning instead of using your muscles, ligaments, and tendons to do that cushioning for you. And your brain tends to respond by landing harder to try to get some information about what you're stepping on or stepping in. And all that stuff between you and the ground, well, you have a whole bunch of nerve endings, more nerve endings in the soles of your feet than anywhere but your fingertips and your lips. And that's so that your brain can feel what you're stepping on or in and adjust your body so you can move efficiently, effectively, and most importantly, enjoyably. So when you have all that between you and the ground, then your brain isn't getting that information. It can't control your body, starting by moving those feet, all those bones and joints in your feet, of which you have a quarter of your entire body's worth of bones and joints in your feet and ankles. They're meant to be used. If you don't let your body do what it's supposed to do, which is about balance, agility, mobility, all that function of your feet tries to move up to things like your knee, your hip, and your back, which are not designed for balance, agility, and mobility. So what we do here at Xero Shoes, a nice wider foot-shaped toe box so your toes can spread and actually work naturally. We're low to the ground for balance and agility. We don't have that heel lift or toe spring, but we do have something really flexible that lets your feet do what they're supposed to do, bend if you want. Of course, your feet don't bend that much. This also shows they're really great for travel, although that's actually better for travel, but you get the idea. And the sole is designed to give you great traction and protection, but that ground feeling that you also need so your brain knows how to move your whole body. And these things are so lightweight. We have literally had people say at the end of the day, they forget to take their shoes off. Some people have said they forgot to take them off when they got into bed. So maybe you'll be one of those. You just simply forget because they're that comfy. And we've got a whole line of casual and performance boots, shoes, and sandals, way more than what's behind me, that people use for everything from taking a walk to running 100-mile ultramarathon. Oh, there we go. Ultramarathons and everything in between. So again, we just got a couple people here. I don't want to stick around all night long because I know, well, I don't know about you, but it's been a long day for me. And since we started late, we've only got a few people here. But if you do have any comments or questions, throw them in the chat below. I will say one thing, and I'll throw this in the chat. If you do, I said this in the description too, but if you have any questions, you can also just reach out to our customer happiness team. They are always more than happy to help. Their info is right there. If you have any feedback requests, submit those at xeroshoes.com/feedback. I'm going to put that again right there. And of course, you can win. Let's do win. If you go to xeroshoes.com/win100, you can register to win a $100 xeroshoes.com gift certificate. We've been giving these out every month for, I think, maybe almost a decade now that I think of it. I mean, a long time. And so go register to win, and we're happy to see what you get with your winnings. So once again, if you have any comments or questions, throw them below. If we don't get any in the next minute or so, we'll call it an evening. But my wife and I started Xero Shoes almost 13 years ago, kind of by accident. This was literally just, I was making sandals for people as a goofy little hobby. And then someone suggested I build a website. And so I rushed home and I said to my wife, I got to build this website to sell these sandals we've been making. I've been making websites since 1992. So I knew how to build a website. And she told me it was a really dumb idea. That was a waste of time and a distraction from what I was already doing, trying to make a living. And I said, yeah, you're probably right. So I promised her that I wouldn't actually build a website. And then she went to bed and I built a website. What are you going to do? So, and here we are now, almost 13 years later, where almost 1 million people have had the experience of the fun and benefits of Xero Shoes, and we really couldn't be more excited. So CZ says, sad you aren't selling the Oswego's anymore. Love them and want to buy another pair since mine are wearing out. Contact our customer happiness team. Maybe there's a pair floating around the warehouse. We're upgrading and updating that product to make it even better. We sold out of it, and we just need to, the supply chain made it hard to get it back in. So while we're waiting for that, we're going to do an update. But let them know, check with them, and maybe there's a pair hiding in the warehouse or hiding in the European warehouse. That's another opportunity. So we can check with that. Once again, I don't want to stick around way too long. Oh, there we go. Tracy says, for what I love my Oswego's too. So do me a favor, actually, another thing for both of you, go to xeroshoes.com/feedback and just submit that, you love the Oswego's and want that shoe. And they will, that information goes to our product development team, and it's important for them to know what people are looking for, what they like, what they're missing, etc. And CZ says, I've been wearing Xeros for years now. I can't go back to normal shoes. I know the feeling. Once you get used to natural movement, you put on something like this, which is not normal. This is the intervention. Prior to 1970-ish, most footwear looked like this. Something to protect your foot, something to hold it on your foot, maybe some insulation, maybe a little different tread depending on what you're doing, but all really simple. In fact, if you want to see something crazy, go look up video or even photos of Edmund Hillary when he was climbing Everest, and look at the shoes that they were wearing. Way closer to this, like way closer to that, our Alpine, than to anything that people are wearing now. So natural movement is, a great solution whenever it's appropriate. And we make Xero Shoes to make it appropriate in more places and more opportunities for you. So, all right, I'm going to call it an evening because what the hell? We've only got a couple of people here. Well, I'm going to give you a going once, going twice. If you have any other questions or comments to throw in for the AMA, we can do those now. Otherwise, again, we're doing this every third Tuesday of the month. But actually, I'll mention one other thing while we're here. We have a sale going on right now through July 25th. I should have mentioned this earlier. In fact, I'll throw something in the caption about that if I can find it. Hold that thought. Oh, it disappeared. Can't find it. Oh, here it is. Let's do that. We have a couple shoes that are on sale at 40% off. 40%, which is something we don't typically do, but we are doing that because we got a whole bunch of new stuff coming in for the fall. We needed to make some room in the warehouse. And these are some products where we knew we had enough inventory to still keep people happy, but also we had to clear some of it out. So technically, when you go there, you'll see which shoes are on sale. I'll tell you what they are in a second. And you'll also see you can register to win yet another $100 xeroshoes.com gift certificate. The shoes that we have, it's the women's version of the HFS, our road running shoe, the women's version of the Excursion Fusion. Wait, I know I have one somewhere. Here we go. The Excursion Fusion, our fully waterproof technical hiker. And also, where's another one? And also the women's Ashland. Now, you might notice This is our really casual, comfy post yoga, hang out at the house, whatever you want to do, lightweight boot. I mentioned they're all women's shoes, and I'm putting air quotes around women's because we have a lot of men, tens of thousands of men wearing the quote women's products. Because if you're a man who's a size 10 and a half or lower, and especially if you think you have a narrower foot, these shoes can fit you. So, or, if you're a man and you have a woman in your life who'd benefit from having comfortable, happy, healthy feet, then you can send her to xeroshoes.com/special-sale. It should be right there on the screen. And let her see what she wants to grab. Or if you have a woman that you would like to have her be special in your life, you can grab something for her too. So let's see what else. CZ says, love the shoes. Thanks for everything. I play pickleball in the 360s. There's the 360. We should design that shoe for like parkour, CrossFit, court sports, lateral motion. It has these ribs up here for doing rope climbing. It's got this extra, what's the word I'm looking for? Extra reinforced sole for lateral motion. It still has our adjustable straps for secure fit and a whole new sole for great traction as well. In fact, Jessie Graff, who was on the call that we just had, Pro Ninja Warrior, that's a shoe that she trains in. So, yeah, Tracy just got my husband his first pair of Xeros. He loves them. That's what we love to hear. It's our favorite thing when someone in the family gets a pair of Xero shoes, and then we see a little while later, the rest of the family does the same. So Virenjit says, I'm a size 11 men's HFS. What's the equivalent women's size? We don't have that. That would be a 12 and a half. And we don't go up that to a 12 and a half for women's sizes. Circuit, I got a pair of HFS and they're arriving Thursday. Can't wait. I have the Excursion Fusion and they're awesome. And also just got the do-it-yourself Huaraches and love them too. Xeros are the best. Thank you so much. And this is thank you so much. They're the best shoes I ever had. Well, again, I say this every time, but I'll say it again now because it's true. When Lena and I started this 13 years ago, literally on the floor of a corner of a spare bedroom, where we had a debate about whether we should actually get a table to get some things off the floor. And then another discussion about whether we needed a second table. And then within 6 months, the business had taken over our entire house. So we never imagined it would be like this. Literally, when I put up the website, I said, maybe it'll be a car payment. Who knows? And within a very short period of time, we realized this was going to be our life for two reasons. One is that we see, Lena has a great line. There's enough shoe companies in the world. You don't need another shoe company unless your shoes change people's lives. And that's what we hear people say all the time. And we could not be more grateful to be part of that experience for people. And it's not because we're doing something special. It's because we're getting out of the way to let your body do what it's made to do, what it's built to do. But the second reason that we're really grateful is, frankly, we've seen that what major shoe companies are doing, in my opinion, morally repugnant and reprehensible. It's the best way I can put it, because many of these companies know that their products are not actually benefiting people. They know that their products are often causing the problems that they claim to be curing. And I don't think that's okay. So we're trying to change the world to give as many people as we can the experience of natural movement, because what happens, is like as ideas catch on, they grow, they grow, they grow. Then they hit a certain point where even the doubters go, let me try that. And that's when things grow like crazy. And I would contend that we're getting close to that thanks to you and your help. So a couple things came in. I prefer my women to be barefoot. That's from Norm. Just kidding. I love Xero shoes. I bet my mom and brother's Xero shoes. I own 6 pairs, Norm says. Thank you, Norm. Circuit says, that's awesome. I sing your praises every time I put on my Xero shoes. They've changed my life. Back before that, Virenjit says, would you ever sell Xero toe socks? We actually sell 2 brands of toe socks, one from Injinji, one from a company called Toe Socks. I don't know if they're in stock on our website right now, but check that. And we have another pair of socks that we just launched recently that are Naboso socks. Naboso is a Czech word that means barefoot. And they're from our friend, Dr. Emily Splickle, who developed these. I don't have any with me. This technology that stimulates the mechanoreceptors in your feet. It gives you additional foot stimulation. If you're in a pair of shoes, you can wear the insole, or we made the Naboso Trail sandal, which took our best-selling, there's a pair, our best-selling Z Trail sandal and put the Naboso footbed on it. And you can check those out as well. When Emily first sent me the foot stimulating insoles, I was ready to kind of pat her on the head and say, that's really cute, but they don't really do anything. I put them on my feet I walked around for a few minutes, and then an hour later, when I started walking around again, because I did a bunch of work, my feet were like grabbing the ground. My calves were super engaged. My feet felt like they were just, really, really working in a way that they should. So that's a really exciting product. So you can grab those as well. SL says, when do we get a fall preview? That's a great question. Normally, this is the time where some people know I can't keep secrets. And so I would show some of the stuff that's coming for the fall, but I literally don't have anything with me to show you. So it'll have to be next month when we do this in August. Virenjit, other merchandise like shirts and hats. We have shirts. If you go to xeroshoes.com, wait, I'm going to find the link for you now because we already have, we have shirts, and I'm hoping that we have stuff in stock. Let me find that out, and I'll give you a link. Hats is something that we just brought up again yesterday as something that we were talking about. And we had a long, long conversation about what hat we wanted to use. And I'm having some website problems, so I can't get to where I want to get. Let me try this in a different browser. If you go to our website and search for like gear or extras, you'll find, just go to our website and click on the store button and then scroll to the bottom. You should see the t-shirts. While I'm doing that, wait, hold on. I'm going to try and find this one more time because this is making me crazy. xeroshoes.com/store. Oh, it's actually shop, isn't it? I don't remember. It's shop. I want that. Oh yeah, stores is where we find the store locator. It's the end of a long day. xeroshoes.com/shop is where I meant to go. And then if I scroll down to the bottom, there's Xero gear, and on there, if you scroll down, there's shirts. So here's the place to go to find shirts and things for shirts and more. There's that. A couple other questions came in. This is Inga saying, I went cold turkey switching to Xero Shoes, working a 10-hour day. The bottom of my feet hurt for 2 or 3 months. I don't know when, but I recently realized they no longer hurt. Well, that was called doing too much too soon. So we don't recommend switching cold turkey. It's like, if you haven't used your arm in a while, you don't go to the gym and do 8 hours of biceps curls. You do a set, you wait, see how you feel the next day. You come back, you do another set. When you feel like you're able to do that without a problem, then that's when you, I can do this, add another rep or add another set or add a little bit of weight. So let's see. CZ says, I use Hickeys to make my Xero Shoes slip on. They're plastic laces sort of, and a way of avoiding having to tie your laces. We sell lock laces, which actually are elastic laces. That's a similar thing. You might want to check those out too. But I love when people find ways of making our shoes even better. Chuck says, I love my Xero Shoes. I love hearing that, Chuck. A couple of people pointed to Hickeys, rubber lace replacements to make mine slip-ons. So there's definitely people who are big fans of those, so check them out. SL, do you guys do Instagram or email surveys for customer input on future designs? We do, but the easiest thing to do, SL, is go to xeroshoes.com/feedback and just submit that info right there. If you have a particular thing you're in the mood for and you have a photo of it you can point to, that would really be helpful. Circuit says, also, you guys inspired me to start barefoot running. I got the Huaraches for this and love it so much. Seriously, thank you for all you put into making Xero Shoes for us all. Trust me, it's the highlight of my day to be able to do this and to be able to talk to you guys about it. Pardon me, literally is, because my days are long and stressful, but this is super fun. So, oh my gosh, and I was planning on, cutting this off 10 minutes ago, and then everyone just started showing up and chiming in. So once again, just a reminder about the sale that we have going on. It's just those women's products I mentioned, the HFS right there, the Ashland right here, the Excursion Fusion right here. You can also register to win another one of those $100 xeroshoes.com gift certificates. Do not wait until the sale ends on the 25th of this month, because we are going to run out of some sizes and some colors, definitely, maybe even style. So, act now. We're sending out an email and SMS message tomorrow to remind people about this. CZ, are we coming out with dress shoes? I went to a wedding and hated having to wear non-Xero fancy shoes. Well, dress shoes for men and dress shoes for women are two different things. So the answer is yeah. For women, actually, we have our Phoenix Flat. So that's something that women might want to do. For men, we have a shoe coming out called the Glen that I think is going to be right up your alley. It's let's call it dress casual. You can definitely dress it up. You can definitely dress it down, but we're also going to be putting out some other things that are even dressier as we move forward. So yeah, but again, submit that as a request at xeroshoes.com/feedback. He says, taking a breath. So actually, I'm going to do a going once, going twice now also because I got to run. I got some errands I have to run before I get home to make dinner for my wife and take the dog. We have a new dog for a walk here. I'm going to show you a picture of Paolo. I am a first-time dog owner, both my wife and I, so we're total geeks about it. So there's Paolo. Paolo's a little bit over 2. He's a rescue that we got. Everything that he looks like, he's not. Just so you know, we had his DNA done, and we were totally shocked. There's nothing that we expected inside his chromosomes, but he's part lab, part Catahoula leopard dog, part rat terrier, part chow, a whole bunch of things. We could not be more in love with this dog. I joke, I say that I can't say that I love my dog more than my wife, she tells me. And Lena says the same. We're having too much fun. Let's see. SL, more colors for the Phoenix knit. Yes, we do have more colors coming out. Norm, I tried to send a pair of Xero shoes to a friend in India. The shipping was outrageous. Ended up selling the pair I bought on eBay. Perhaps we'd be available in more countries. Well, we're available in about 50 countries right now, and more soon. India has been challenging. Shipping is, of course, very expensive, but also we find when we're not from the US, we're not shipping to India right now because everything we sent wasn't showing up. Same thing with Mexico. We would send things and they just wouldn't arrive. So we are looking for solutions for that. Being a multinational company, not as simple as you think, is all I can tell you. All these people who love dogs, we do too. And yes, he's adorable. And Circuits is so cute. Thanks again, Stephen. It was great to great to say thank you directly. Wishing you and Lena every blessing under the sun. I will take them under the sun, over the sun, and anywhere else you can think of. How do you switch out the toe loops for the Jessie sandals? That's for SL. Do me a favor, reach out to our customer happiness team, and they will point you to a video that'll show you how to do that, and they'll help you with that one. It's not difficult, but you will think that it's not going to work, and then it works. So, but they'll help you with that one. Oh my gosh, more. Is there any easy way to get extra pairs of insoles for Xero shoes? Yeah, reach out to the customer happiness team again. I'm going to put this in. Can I do a reply? Yeah, I'm just going to do it this way. CHT, this is for people who asked about getting insoles or switching out the toe loops. Contact the customer happiness team and they can definitely help you with that. Calling actually is going to be better than emailing for that one, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. Either way, give them a shout. They'll be able to help. There's a handful of things they don't let me talk about anymore. That's one of them. That's not true. Yeah, India doesn't want products imported. I fully understood. Just wanted to send her something really nice. There are some services that ship from America to other countries where there's challenges getting things there, but I haven't really used them, so I can't give you any advice about that. But yeah, there's some places where it's not that they don't want to import things. It's that often they get to customs and they don't make it past there. That's all I'm going to say. Pardon me, hiccups all of a sudden. Okay, so I'm going to call it an evening because, again, a bunch of stuff that I got to get done before I call it an evening. But once again, it's a pleasure having you here. I want to thank you all. Thank you for, one thing I want to remind you of, actually, if you don't know about it, my podcast, because who doesn't have a podcast? At HTTPS, you don't need the www. I'll do this. Join the movement.com. So this is a podcast where I'm talking to people about natural movement and all the various ways they're helping people do that, from people who they're athletes or trainers or researchers or everything in between. It's a whole lot of fun. I've done a couple hundred episodes, I think. I've stopped paying attention. And it's someone has said it's the only podcast they listen to where they don't have to speed it up because I talk about this fast the whole damn time. My apologies. So check that out as well. And again, check out our special sale at xeroshoes.com/special-sale. And that's all I got. So as always, total pleasure. Thank you for being here. Most importantly, go out, have fun, and live life feet first.